They would think it's food, but you're really, really smart. Look over there. What kind of food do they eat? Jellyfish, right? So when we put a jellyfish next to a plastic bag, what's it look like? No, Ross, don't eat the plastic bag. No. Thanks, Emily. Everybody give Emily a big hand. Okay, nice to meet you, Emily. So, Dr. Nancy, could you school us a little bit? What happens when a sea turtle eats plastic? What do you do? How do you treat them when they come in?
Well, the plastic bags can actually cause an obstruction in the intestinal tract that typically will need to be treated with surgery to remove it. And depending on the size of that turtle, the surgery has varying degrees of success, and depending on where the obstruction is. But once the plastic is all wadded up in there, the only way to get it out is surgery.
Wow, so they have to have surgery? Just like they go to, like if Emily, she had a bad tummy ache or something, she'd have to go to the hospital and well, maybe not have surgery, but if she got something stuck in her belly, like a piece of plastic, it's just the same. Wow, okay. So, who can think of another threat to sea turtles? You put your hand up first. Come up here. Right. I did say up there. What's your name?
Adam.
Adam. Adam, can you tell me another threat to sea turtles?
Balloons.
Balloons is a very good one. Balloons is a very, very good one. And what happens, kind of like the plastic bag, right? Because they might what?
They might get in its stomach.
They might get in its stomach.
I have another one.
You have another one.
Boats.
Boats. Boats. Uh-oh. Ross, watch out. Here comes a boat. Isn't that terrible? We hate that. So some of our sea turtles get hit by boats. Thank you, Adam. You won a fabulous deck of Gumbo Limbo playing cards. All right, you're welcome. So, Dr. Nancy, what happens when a turtle gets hit by a boat?
Do I win a fabulous deck of cards if I tell you? There's two ways that boats can injure sea turtles. One is blunt trauma that can be sustained from the hull of the boat, impacting on either the top of the turtle, which is called the carapace, or the bottom, which is the plastron. And then we also see a tremendous amount of sharp trauma, which is delivered by the propeller of the boat, or by the keel. So the sharp trauma is just as damaging. A lot of the boats here in South Florida, in order to be high performance, they actually have their propellers sharpened so that they will slice through the water and they create a faster boat. But that's also very damaging to the sea turtles. But as I said, the hull can injure them as well.
So what can we do with our boats? If some of us, I'm sure some of us out here own boats, what can we do to help sea turtles?
Well, I don't think anybody is intentionally hitting sea turtles out there. You just have to be aware that this time of year in particular, we have a huge number of turtles in the water. Most of the injuries occur because the turtles are at the surface, obviously, which is where the boat is. So, if you are going really fast, you're not going to be able to look ahead and see if the boat's there or the turtle's in the water. So slowing down is a really good thing to do.
All right, so when you're out there boating, remember to go slow through the canals and watch for sea turtles. All right, who can tell me another threat to sea turtles? Oh, I saw your hand go up. Come up here. Come on, we'll take you both. Come on. Come on. What's your name? Zira. What's your name?
Jake.
Jake. What's one threat to sea turtles?
People touching their eggs.
People touching their eggs. My goodness, you are so smart. That's a good one. Do you know we're in sea turtle nesting season right now? Uh-huh. So if you see a sea turtle coming up to nest on the beach, what should you do?
Don't touch the eggs.
Don't touch the eggs. Don't touch the sea turtle. That's so good. You're so smart. You won a fabulous deck of Gumbo Limbo playing cards.
Woo! Yeah!
All right, Jake. She was pretty good. Yeah, do you think you're smarter than the girl? Well, you don't know. You want to take a shot at it? Okay, so tell me one threat to sea turtles.
Stomping over their nest because I don't see like where they are.
Stomping over their nest. That could potentially damage them. What are some other threats to what?
The hooks can get on them.
The hooks can get on them. Wow, you cheated. You saw that, huh? That's all right. You know what? I cheat too sometimes. I have to remember. You know where I get all my answers? Dr. Nancy. Yep, she schools me on it. That's really, really good, Jake. You won a fabulous deck of Gumbo Limbo playing cards. Thanks for playing. All right, give a hand to Jake. Yeah, right on. So, one of our other threats, and this is today, our theme is fishing responsibly. And commercial fishing, one of the methods they do is called long line fishing. They roll out miles and miles and miles and miles of fish line with hooks along the way. And our fish populations are so depleted that for every 100 hooks, they're only getting one fish. Every 100 hooks, one fish. So do you know what gets caught on the other hooks? Anyone? Not you, Jody. You work here. How about you, love? Come up here. What's your name? What gets caught on the hooks?
Sea turtles.
Sea turtles! Can you believe it? You won a fabulous deck of Gumbo Limbo playing cards. Also seabirds, dolphins, all kinds of things get caught on there. One of our loggerhead sea turtles' favorite food is squid. So a lot of the fishing companies bait with squid, and they really like that. So, Dr. Nancy, we're not long line fishermen, but there is something we can do, right? What can we do so that sea turtles, we're not causing sea turtle deaths and dolphin deaths and albatross deaths by long line fishing?
The commercial longline fishing that's out there are regulations in place, but we need to make sure that those laws are enforced. They're only allowed to do longline fishing in certain parts of the ocean, not in others. They're not allowed to do it near shore, which is where most of our sea turtles are this time of year looking for mates. We have a huge number of sea turtles in our waters right now. So the laws exist, but they need to be enforced, and we need to keep pressure, political pressure, on them, and quite possibly change some of the laws that exist in order to make them a little more stringent to alleviate this. The threat from the long line is not just a turtle trying to bite at the hook and getting it caught in the mouth. They can also just get snagged on the flipper. Either way, the long line is weighted so that it doesn't float up to the surface. So a weighted long line, if it's got a turtle snagged on it, that turtle will still drown. So it's a pretty, there are a lot of turtles, as in tens of thousands of turtles that die as a consequence of longline fishing every year. So this is a major political game that we're playing, trying to get these laws changed and certainly get the ones that are out there enforced.
You are so smart. I can't believe how smart you are. You know, if I was smart as you, I'd be a doctor. Maybe. Thanks, Dr. Nancy. We really appreciate it.
Take that hook out of that turtle, though.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, she's gonna rescue you.
Okay, so who can... So, Dr. Nancy, is this something that you do regularly?
Well, if the fish hook is visible from the oral cavity, we will remove it just like that with pliers or an extraction device. Sometimes the hook is lower down, though. It can be in the stomach or the esophagus. Those ones actually need surgery in order to remove the hook safely. But yeah, removing hooks is a large part of what we do here.
Wow. So, how about you kids out there? Now, this is a tough one. This might actually take an adult, so we'll take an adult answer this one too. All right, not Jody and Evan or Heather. These are our fabulous program interpreters and sea turtle specialists. They work here constantly every day. Heather, Jody, Evan, give them all a big hand. They work tirelessly. Cody and Rebecca in the back there. Michelle Pio, our vice president of our board. One over here. These guys work really, really hard to make sure that our turtles are okay. All right, so here's my question. What can you do when you're out fishing from the pier to keep these hooks from, damaging a sea turtle? If one gets snagged, what action can you do that will help a sea turtle in case he gets snagged? You want to try it? You think you're that smart? You think you're smarter than me? I bet you are. Come here. What's your name? So what do you think you can do to like help sea turtles if they get caught with a hook?
Get some help by a lifeguard or somebody.
That's a really good answer. She said get some help from a lifeguard or call the police. You know what else we do? We call the Florida Wildlife Commission or Gumbo Limbo Nature Center, but that's absolutely right. You tell an authority, right? You want a fabulous deck of Gumbo Limbo Nature playing cards. Okay, you have to wait, okay? Can anybody answer the question out there? Because if not, I have to let Evan answer this, because this was his question. I said, what can we do with hooks? When we have hooks, when we're fishing off the pier, what action can we do to make sure that we don't damage that? You think you know the answer? Tell us the answer, Evan.
You just want to make sure that you're not